All right, good morning. We got some snow this morning. Got one log cut up. Realized I got to video some. So we got a mill set up, a small slight hillside. The last 3 logs to mill, and I'll try and walk you through the process. So you can see my PV or cant hook up there on the log. We're going to roll that log down and get it up on the mill, and then we'll set it up. All right, let's see if I can set this up so that you can get a good view of it. All right, once we get ready to roll it on, we notice that the direction of this log isn't going to line up with the mill, so we got to change it before we go up there. So we're going to do that with some a wedge. We got this wedge right over here on this side. Wrong side. This side, and then another board like this, and that way, as we're using the PV here on the opposite side, it will use leverage to rotate. See if I can do this while I'm holding this. Rotate the log by keeping that side stable and rotating this side. And now, you see we got it at an angle, and it's going to line up with the mill now. All right, now we're going to get started rolling it. Well, that was easy. All right, now that it's on the mill, you can see the dogs right here keeping it tight up against the back side of the mill. When you look down the line, you can see where the blade is. Next thing we have to do is secure it, so when the blade's cutting through it doesn't move. We use these. We just tighten it. Same thing here. All right, so it's now secured, and we can look. So this is a 12-foot board, 12-foot log. So we're going to be milling our studs out of this. So we're looking for 12-foot 2x6s. So first thing we're going to do is shave off the top, make some nice flat sides, and eventually we'll get down to a cant. And I'll stop as we get going here and explain that process. All right, I realized that I didn't give you a scale of this log. So just to do that, we got approximately 14 inches on the small end. So we'll do pretty well with 2x6s, and we'll get some 1x boards for the sheathing and subfloor also out of this. And if you can tell here, I got a little more work to do. There's a bunch of dirt. I had to haul this out of the woods with my log arch. I'll show you that process maybe later today or tomorrow maybe. But it involves dragging at least one end on the ground for a little while. So I'm going to come in with my little hatchet, and you can see where I've got the blade set up on the log. I don't want to dull my blade quicker than I need to, so I'm going to remove a bunch of bark where the blade goes with a hatchet. All right, here we are on the small side. If you look down the log, you can see where the blade is. There's a little bit of a hook in the middle of the log, so we're going to straighten that out by cutting. Typically what I like to do is cut so that I have at least a 4-inch section of clean wood without any bark. Most people will probably go more than that, but I got the time and I need a whole lot of it, so I'm trying to maximize what I can get. So I'm going to lower the blade a little bit so that I don't cut into air on that little sweep. So to do that, come up here, got my adjuster. I'm just going to lower it a couple clicks. That looks pretty good. So as you saw in that last cut, I didn't get any solid wood here in the center with that sweep, so I had to come back and I took an extra inch off, and that one is over here. You can see that's what was left after that first cut. That's not going to be good for much. Alright, so as you can see, I rolled it up against the dogs, and the idea here is to get that nice flat section square against the dogs, because that's 90 degrees from the saw blade. We measured that up when we set up the mill. And so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to come through and progressively take cuts down. I'll probably take one here trying to get about 4 inches, and then come down an inch and get a board and come down an inch until I reach here all the way across, so there's no bark left on that corner. And then I'll swap it over and start doing the same on the other two sides. So coming on this side, you can see it's not totally flush with the bottom yet, because that's obviously not a perfectly straight corner yet. And coming over to the mill here, looking down the blade, you can see this is the small side, so it's going to go up as we cut, and we'll get started. There's Phoebe and Ember and Ren going for a walk through the woods with Jazz. It's a good day here on the farm. couple boards, 1x boards. They're here, nice. They're 1 by, I don't know, 10 or something. Yeah, roughly 10, 1x10s. And what we're left here is our cant. So we're milling 2x6s for our studs. So we got almost 10, and you can see here we got 6. So we're gonna flip this over and start milling 2x6s. Looks like a pretty nice little cant. One 2x6 by 12. And this last one, we got a free 1x out of it. We vegged these good enough. There's still some, but we can clean that up once it's out of the kiln.